keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. Buddha. Welcome everyone to the podcast. This is episode 21. I want to welcome you to Let's Be Real. And wow, Buddha. Some of the things that he talked about and the ideas of life that he brought forth, like that quote there. I mean, that one has not resonated with me more until recently, as I've started to try to get into better shape and better health. And it makes total sense. If we are not to keep our bodies healthy, our mind is not going to be strong either. And so, like always, I like to get into a little bit of gratitude time before we start the podcast. And it's a way to kind of help you guys maybe realize that there are lots of things out there that you can be grateful for, not just the everyday things that you see or hear. And so I am grateful for the chance to live somewhere in the world where I can have an active choice in my health. And today, if you haven't noticed, let's be real, we're going to talk about being healthy. And so, as I like to do, I like to give you guys a little bit of edumacation with some definition of words that we're going to be talking about. And health is the first word. It's a noun. The state of being free from illness or injury. Meditate. Noun. Think deeply or focus one's mind for a period of time in silence or with the aid of chanting for religious or spiritual purposes or as a method of relaxation. Hygiene, conditions or practices conducive to maintaining health and preventing diseases, especially through cleanliness. And the last word, sleep. Noun, a condition of body and mind, such as that which typically recurs for several hours every night, in which the nervous system is relatively inactive, the eyes closed, the postural muscles relaxed, and consciousness practically suspended. Wow. That's a pretty deep definition of sleep there. And so we're going to be talking about ways to be healthy. Now, this is going to be more of a kind of like, I wouldn't say it's like the end all to be all of things to be healthy, but these are some tips and guidelines to help you have a better health and a better life and just overall better quality of living. So we're going to get into, I think it's about 7 key points here. And we're going to talk about each one. And so the first one's going to be working out. Obviously, when you see a healthy person, they work out a lot. So you should at least strive to do 30 to 45 minutes a day of intense workout. Or, it doesn't always have to be intense. If you can do about an hour worth of intermediate type of working out, whether it be some lifting. Now, when people think of lifting, they think of these big muscular men and their big 100-pound dumbbells. No, you don't need to do that. You can do weightlifting where it tones and not bulks you. And it's actually one of the best forms of working out. And it will strengthen your body, strengthen your core, and help you be a lot stronger overall, mentally and physically. So like I said, it doesn't always have to be intense, but if you can make it intense, it's a little bit better for your cardiovascular system. So that's the first one. The second one is meditate. Now, I was somebody who was not big into meditation. At first, I thought it was silly. Like, this is my own personal opinion. I'm gonna be real with you. I thought meditation was silly. I thought it was very girly. I thought it was stupid. Like, all these things, right? I was very judgmental towards it. After doing it and being more open-minded and growing a little bit more as a person, I started to meditate. And I started to realize that it alleviates a lot of stress. It alleviates a lot of pressure. It helps you focus. It gives you a lot of purpose and focus and all this. So there's different ways to do it. There's guided meditation. There's mala beads, there's visualization, are a couple of the ways you can do it. There's the chanting, there's the silent, there's lots of different ways you can meditate. It all comes down to what you feel the best about. And sometimes you do all of them. I do all of these. I do the meditation, the beads, the visualization. I find it very relaxing. Another one that I thought was very stupid and very girly, because I'm being real with you, was journaling. Now, journaling, especially for men. Now, I hate to get into it like this, but for men, we think of journaling as like, oh, dear diary, today I saw Jimmy and oh my gosh, he was so cute. Like, that's what people think of journaling as. And it's mainly because of TV and shows and other things have kind of portrayed it that way. But journaling isn't that way. It's more of a way to put thought from head to paper. And it helps you to evaluate your day. It helps you evaluate your feelings, your emotions. And it also allows you to put your struggles and your dreams and your goals. It also allows you to evaluate yourself, to put from thought to paper, why do I do this? And then answer the question. Think of something that you do. Let's say, why do I smoke? And then you put down, you answer it. You write that question down, and then you answer it the best you can on why you smoke. And then you look at your answer, and then you ask yourself, well, why do I do it for that reason? And then you answer that question. That's only one way of journaling. There's multiple ways. I'm not saying there's a perfect way of doing it, but that's one of the ways I do it. I don't smoke. It's just that's the thing that came to mind, so I could better portray it to you. But you could even do one that's like, why do I get angry? And then you write down, I get angry because so-and-so flips me off every day, blah, blah. Like, you just write these things out, and then you keep asking yourself questions and questions and questions. You keep answering them, and eventually it will help you get to those root core of emotions and feelings inside of you. And so the working out is physical. The meditation and journal is more mental. One that is both is alcohol. Alcohol is a depressive. It makes you depressed. And it's one of the things that you should stop drinking if you drink heavily. Now, I'm not saying you need to stop alcohol 100%. I'm not saying it is the worst thing for you in the world. No. If you have a glass of wine every once in a while, that's fine. I'm saying you should probably go on a cleanse, a 60-day cleanse of no alcohol, and see how your body feels after that. If you are somebody who regularly drinks, if you drink every other night because you go out with friends and you go to the bar or anything like that, I strongly suggest you cut alcohol out for 60 days and see how your body responds. Another thing that plays into that is diet. Leafy greens, nuts, fruits, lean proteins, whole grains. Your body needs these things. When we were hunter-gatherers, we didn't eat all this processed shit that's out there. We didn't eat McDonald's. We've become consumers. We haven't become hunter-gatherers anymore. And so the food we eat is so much worse for our bodies now. The amount of toxins, the amount of preservatives and other shit that's in our food is so bad for us. It's killing us. And we're not realizing it because we're just brainwashed into all of these different foods that are so good for us. And, like the industries are, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, the food industry. And so the way that they market is you need to eat it, you need to have it. And it's literally just killing us. And so we go back to eating the leafy greens, the nuts, the fruits, the proteins, the grains. And what I mean by lean proteins is by eating grass-fed, organic chicken, not full of steroids, not full of all this other. Yeah, it costs more. But guess what? Paying $7 more for chicken versus $100 a month on prescriptions is way better. But we don't think about it in the long term. We think about it in the short term. I don't want to pay an extra $7 for organic chicken. This is bullshit. Then you realize later on in life, you're paying $100 to $200 for prescriptions for your heart medicine or for your blood pressure or your blood thinners. Think about it, people. The big food industry makes you sick so that the big pharma industry can treat your ailments. They don't want to cure you. They just want to treat them. They want to put a Band-Aid on them so that you keep coming back for more medicine. Anyways, that's for a whole nother time. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Sleep. Sleep is very, very important. If you haven't watched my videos on YouTube about what sleep can do for you, what sleep does for your body, for your mental health, go watch those. They're up. But set a bedtime and stick to it. Set a time to wake up and stick to it. At least 7 hours of sleep, but no more than 9. Now, this is for people who are 18 to 65 plus. If you happen to be a teenager listening to this, obviously you're going to need a little bit more sleep. If you're, for some reason, a middle schooler listening to this, your sleep's different too. I talk about the different sleep schedules in the video. It's in the description. But we have a circadian rhythm in us. And back when we were hunter-gatherers, we used to go to bed when it was nighttime. As soon as it got dark, we would go to bed because of the fear of animals and other things out in the wild that could see in the dark that we couldn't. And then we would get up at daytime and we would go hunt and gather and get all of our food. And so with all of the technology that we've created, all of the consumerism we've created, we have actually destroyed our circadian rhythm and our way of sleeping. And another thing that will help you with sleep is staying off your phone an hour before bedtime, because the blue light suppresses melatonin, which is the direct opposite of cortisol. And so melatonin helps us sleep, whereas cortisol keeps us awake, and that's more of our fight or flight hormone. And cortisol is good for us. We actually have a high a high production of it in the morning, and that's actually the best time to work out, is in the morning. So cortisol is one of those hormones that helps us with the working out, and melatonin helps us with the sleeping. I listened to a podcast the other day about a guy who's talked about sleep and how a lot of our hormones get a bad rap. And he said, which I thought was very interesting, if you have the hormone, you have it for a reason. We get all these bad raps on hormones, but it's one of those things like our body wouldn't produce it if it didn't need it. So really take into account that there's a reason for everything that's in our body. And then last but not least, hygiene. Now, some of you may laugh because you know that guy who doesn't take a shower, doesn't brush his teeth, or doesn't groom himself. Hygiene is very important. A lot of times we get sick, it's through our mouths. We have open sores, we're breathing in and out a lot. So that's where a lot of the germs and toxins and stuff come through. So brushing your teeth, making sure that you've groomed yourself, because your skin is the biggest orifice on your body. There's so many pores, especially underneath your armpits. Making sure that you're clean, you're showered, so that bacteria and other things aren't manifesting on you, they're not growing. And then grooming, cutting your hair. I know my beard is super long, but in case you're not watching the video, I do groom my beard. I comb it, I wash it, all those things. But you have to keep up on your hygiene. Your hygiene is very important to your health. It helps with your immune system too. So these are just a couple tips, couple things to help you to be and live a healthier lifestyle. Now, like I do at the end of it, I like to do a little Q&A, reflection time. And so, have you ever thought you should be more health conscious? Have you found it hard to stick to a or one or more healthy habits? And last, what would you envision you would look like if you lost the amount of weight you have as a goal? Let's say you wanted to lose 50 pounds. What do you think you would look like if you lost that 50 pounds? Imagine, visualize what that would look like. And I know it may sound weird, but if you can find the perfect, now there is no perfect, but if you can find the body that you wanted by searching online, looking at fit bodies, what I would say to do is cut that body out, print it out, cut it out, And then take one of the pictures with your head and cut that out and glue it on top of that body. And look at it every day and go, that's what I want to look like right there. Visualize that. And then go make it happen. Go work out. Go eat right. Go drink tons of water. Sleep. Stay hygienic. All of those things. And before you know it, you're going to look like that. But you have to put in the work to do it. And now I know some of you have certain issues and ailments, and I understand that not everyone can do this. So don't take me saying, oh, well, you said I could do it. Well, there is a small disclaimer of there are people out there who have ailments and other things, bad thyroid and other. And for you, I hope that there is another way you can figure out by going to the doctor and maybe figuring out a certain way of reducing the amount of weight that you have or other ways. There are ways to do it. It's just sometimes you have to take a special route. And so with that, I just hope that all of you learn something from this today. I hope you understand that this is a choice. This is something that you have to choose to do. You have to choose to want to be healthy. Because the American government, the industries, the corporations, they don't care about your health. They care about money. And so they're going to sell you whatever they can. And if you are taking supplements or any other type of vitamins or anything like that, be sure to research your product. Make sure that it's clean, because they put so much crap in this stuff. So many fillers, metals, things that you would never think of. And so just be mindful. And I hope that this has touched a couple people. I hope it has relit a fire in them to become healthier, to be somebody who looks after themselves. Because ultimately, you're the only person who's going to do it. Nobody can do it for you. Nobody can go work out for you. Nobody can eat healthier for you. None of those things. And with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and God bless.